Look how they massacred my boy.
Alright, no, but how did they massacre my boy? I think this is the correct question for this video, okay? How did this happen? What is going on regarding Ocugen? Why is the stock down almost 50% in the previous 2 days? And what is going on? Where will the stock be headed? Is this buying the dip, or are you buying a falling knife? And a whole lot more is what we're going to be discussing in this video. But guys, before we get started, if you're watching this video on anything on a YouTube app, there's going to be a button up there that says open up, go to app. I want you guys to press on that. It'll take you directly to the YouTube app on your device. It'll take you out of this weird template you're on, whether you're on Google Chrome or Safari browser, and it'll make the video a whole lot more pleasing to your eye. Okay, so now that you have done that, let's get this video on Ocugen started. So to start with a simple question, will Ocugen be able to ever recover? Yes, absolutely 100% yes. The too long didn't watch version of this video is yes, Ocugen is going to recover. Ocugen is going to have another huge run with its upcoming catalysts in the upcoming year, and it's going to see a whole lot of more green days and possibly back up to that $20 level next year. Okay, so that's the too long didn't watch. Now, why do I believe this? Why do I think that this is a stock that could potentially hit even $30 and a whole lot more is what's coming up? But guys, before we get to that, I want to give a special shout out and thanks to the 700 Patreons that have renewed their membership for the trade alerts for the month of November. You guys are amazing. Now, for those that don't know what the Patreon is, the Patreon is basically, guys, it's just my trade alerts. I don't do a lot of trades. I make maybe 7 trades, less than 10 trades a month. And on these trades, guys, there is a 10% profit guaranteed. That means at the end of the month, open positions or closed positions, the aggregate percentage of them, if they're not over 20%, then what happens, or 10% rather, my bad, if they're not over 10%, then what happens is that everybody is refunded their $20. Okay, now why did I do this? That's because I wanted my Patreons to be able to make back their money with as little as $200, because 10% of $20 is $200. Now on top of that, guys, we also do a 1 out of 20 chances $200 Patreon giveaway, where we collect the groups of people into 20s, the 700 patrons that have signed up into 20s. And basically what we do is that we do a draw, and then at the beginning of every month, we send out an alert, or we send a message to the winner saying, hey, send us your Venmo, send us your PayPal, and we will send you the money. Okay, I mean, what better deal could you have? Okay, and also, guys, another great benefit in my Patreon is the Wall Street Best Trending algorithm. This is something that I actually decided to outsource from Stock Junkies Alternative Data. Now, with those Stock Junkies Alternative Data, these guys are known for their #1 alternative data, which is, in today's age, alternative data is the data. Okay, I mean, hedge funds are using it, money managers, users, and etc. But this data is quite expensive, okay? And these guys, they actually charge $50 for their Wall Street Best Trending algorithm. What does the Wall Street Best Trending algorithm, guys? This algorithm detects the top 3 most discussed stocks on Wall Street Bets. With over 10.8 million community members, guys, Wall Street Bets is the #1 spot for all stock market discussions. But a lot of people don't want to go ahead and make a Reddit account and make a join and look through it and etc. So these guys, they simply just send out an alert saying, these are the top 3 stocks mentioned the most tonight. Now, do not mistake this for the free version of this service online, guys, because the free version is known to be inaccurate and they're known for pumping stocks. So even if you don't go ahead and buy my Patreon or whatever, or the Stock Junkies Wall Street data or whatever, right? Make sure you guys don't refer to those free websites as your data and as your trading data, okay? Because they're known. This is a known fact that those guys are actually just pumpers, and a whole lot of their data is inaccurate. Because think about it, if their data was accurate, then how come every single free site has a different list for what is actually trending, right? Confusing, right? I mean, what is going on there? Okay, but with that being said, enough Patreon talk. The Patreon is linked in the comments, guys. Check that out, absolutely worth it. The spots are filling up, and they're filling up fast. Okay, they're filling up fast indeed, so get yours fast. Okay, so with that being said, let's get talking about Ocugen and what the hell's going on regarding Ocugen. So Ocugen saw a whole lot of momentum at the end of October leading up to this week of November, due to the rumors, or not really rumors but confirmation, that WHO was going to give a nod and a thumbs up for Ocugen to have its Covaxin vaccine in use for emergency use, right? Authorized for emergency use. Now, this didn't necessarily mean anything. Okay, this didn't mean that they were going to sell it in the US, because WHO isn't FDA. Okay, WHO is not the FDA, so they don't really say anything. But theoretically, in people's minds and people's ideas and people's heads, they were like, look, if the WHO is saying this vaccine is good, the FDA is probably going to say the vaccine is good too, which I see that argument. I completely understand it. But what I'm getting to is that with the news of the FDA approving this vaccine for emergency use in the United States and Canada, we're going to see yet another huge surge in this company. Now, in the video that I made on Ocugen previously, I stated saying, look guys, this is a purely catalyst play. Okay, this is a momentum catalyst play. That means when there's a good catalyst coming up, this stock is going to go insane. I mean, even when you look at the year-to-date chart, you see that this trend has just repeated itself over and over again, right? You get these huge surges in price, and then the hype dies. The hype dies, and then the stock goes back down. And then you get these huge surges again, and then the hype dies. And the hype dies, and the stock goes down, right? And I think the way that this spike in price and dip has proven itself 3 times at this point, it's absolutely like, it just shows that this is going to happen yet. Okay, I mean, this chart is just so predictable at this point. Okay, that if there's a nice headline regarding Ocugen and FDA or Ocugen's vaccine again, the people are going to eat up the news, and the stock's going to turn very, very bullish once more. Now, what happened? What happened on November 4th that caused the stock, on November 3rd, that caused the stock to dip almost 50%, right? Since 2 days ago. Well, guys, what happened was a combination of, well, not really a combination, but just purely a result of buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, what is buy the rumor, sell the news, guys? Buy the rumor, sell the news refers to the anticipation building up to an event, building up to a major news coming out, and people being excited, and then once that excitement happens, once that joy happens, then the people are like, what now, right? What now? I mean, if you think about it as kind of the depression you get after you go out partying with your friends, and you have a great time, you have an amazing time, and then the next day you're at home and you're just like, damn, now I'm at home, and you feel kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what's going. That is probably the worst example. Okay, but what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that it is the uncertainty of not knowing what's next, right? It's like, okay, so now WHO has confirmed that this vaccine is good. What next? We don't know what next. We knew what was next. We knew the next thing was WHO confirms it. So buy. Certainty. We're certain that who's going to confirm it. But then after WHO confirms it, what's next? So then the stock becomes all of a sudden hit with a whole lot of uncertainty once more, and the stock goes as we are seeing happen with Ocugen. Okay, guys. Now, I am actually going to post a trade alert on where I believe the stock is going to reverse on my Patreon. Okay, guys, so absolutely check out that Patreon once again. This will not be the last Patreon plugin. I'm sorry, but it will not be. Okay. Anyways, let's continue talking, right? So that's exactly what happened to Ocugen, and that's why I see another whole surge going on with Ocugen. Now, the truth is, guys, I actually don't think that Ocugen's vaccine is going to do that well in the United States and Canada. And don't click away and don't be mad, and let me explain why. That's because they're expected to have their vaccine ready for use or interplated in the Canadian and US system for use by beginning of 2023, end of 2022. Now, at this rate, at the rate that we are at right now, a lot of people have already gotten their vaccines, right? And the people that have not gotten their vaccines, they're like, they just don't want the vaccine, right? So they're not going to take Ocugen's vaccine if they didn't take Pfizer's vaccine or Moderna's vaccine, right? So to me, fundamentally this stock doesn't really make sense. Okay, that's just to me. Okay, and the numbers that they're projecting for how many people they're going to vaccinate and etc. also doesn't make sense. But there is something to point out regarding that Ocugen's vaccine is one of the only vaccines that is authorized for use for kids. Okay, so the kids are most likely going to be prescribed an Ocugen vaccine if the kids already haven't taken it by 2022. Okay, now another thing to point out as well is that people are going back for their booster shots, right? People are going back for their booster shots, and just like we had the Delta variant, I mean, there is the Zelta. It goes all the way up to Zelta, right? The alphabet doesn't end at D. Okay, so I expect a whole lot of more COVID variants to come out, especially with the winter approaching and everything, right? But we'll see. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. And at the end of the day, guys, this is not financial advice. Okay, and this is not a way of me backing away and not taking responsibility for the things that I say on YouTube. But this is just for me to make you guys aware that, look, a YouTube video is not enough for you to have enough knowledge of understanding where should you invest and where should you not invest. Okay, so always make sure you do your own due diligence, always do your own readings, always do your own research before you invest money. And remember, guys, this is a very, very risky play, this Ocugen stock play. Okay, because the FDA could easily just not approve it, right? Because the WHO is a little bit iffy subject. Okay, when it comes to the WHO as well, and who is really in charge of the WHO, for lack of better terms, and etc. Okay, it could get really confusing of what is going on there, and their motives, the motives that WHO really has for a lot of things. Okay, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's no point in you knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, because it's not very Ocugen related. But all I'm trying to say is that this is a very risky play. Let me fix my camera. Yep. This is not what you see behind me, guys. This is not a green screen. All right, I'm actually in space where Earth is blue and there's rays of blue coming out of Earth. That's where I am filming this finance video right now for you guys. Okay, so with that being said, guys, that's just the update on Ocugen and where I see Ocugen headed. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know how many shares you guys are holding at what price, and also check out that Patreon because prices are going up very soon. Get that fast. Thank you, guys. Happy investing.